The Dreamcast. Lovely, isn't it? I hope to talk about it more in future, but we're here today for 2 Evangelion typing games. Just before looking at those, we have to take a moment to appreciate the Dreamcast keyboard. The Dreamcast aesthetic is still so pleasing to me. Pure millennium. It's even got a quote attributed to nobody, as if the heavens themselves spake it. We all play games. It's one of the most natural things in life. It's how we learn to think on our feet and take our chances. It's how we get to know our friends and understand our opponents. This is Dreamcast. It's time to compete together. Phew, the only thing written on my keyboard box was wired and $12.99. But it really captures the sense of optimism that came with the early days of online console gaming. Playing Bomberman against people all over the world? And losing to Fred Durst? Truly magical. Today that sanguine quote would be replaced with a desperate plea to not be racist. Speaking of which, I can't help notice that this box says French on it. That's fine though, right? A keyboard is a keyboard, no? Oh, well, I guess I have an e-chap button. Arrête de fil, import écran, vers nom. Ooh, entree. Okay, so maybe some of the letters aren't where I'm used to, but that's an easy fix. Digging out the Dreamcast again meant uncovering the burned CDRs I made long ago. For some reason, no matter how much or how little you try, once you put Sharpie to disc, it's gonna look crummy. Please show me your old custom CD labels, I'm always charmed by these. I even went as far as to print out some custom box art for some of my burned Dreamcast games, which is sweet until you see a younger Owen was willing to ruin the actual original art to achieve this. I'm sorry, Sega Bass Fishing. It was 2009. Osama bin Laden was still alive. I was scared, okay? The first of the 2 games I'm looking at today is Neon Genesis Evangelion Typing Project E, originally released for Windows on Christmas Eve 1999 and ported to the Dreamcast in 2001. Your guide Maya starts you off with basic typing lessons which are backed by a MIDI rendition of Come Sweet Death. Anyone who played this before seeing End of Evangelion must have thought, oh, here comes the typing bit once the music kicked in. I'm always glad to see Jet Alone representation, so I like this first minigame where you type words quickly in order to catch up with and restrain the runaway robot. There's also a training simulator where you type to take out angels. Good luck killing Laliel by shooting its shadow. Scoff. We also get a minigame based on Unit 2's Ocean Battle where you have to, you guessed it, type the words right. Do well enough and Asuka will use the prog knife to cut Gagiel in 2. Fire up the grill, cause I reckon there's good eating in Gagiel. In fact, I think it's fair to say that Gagiel is probably the most edible of the angels. Next we have a game based on the synchronized dance routine. Do well and Shinji will praise Asuka, do badly and Asuka will scold Shinji. So it goes. Wait a minute. Married time? Oh no. No! Evangelion battles don't really translate smoothly into video games since most of the angels are beaten with one very specific thing. It's hard to slap an energy bar on a boss like that, but it's harder to imagine a more show-accurate fight than Project E's aerial battle. It's even got accurate tactility. No VR experience could compete. Next time you watch this scene, you'll know Ritsuko is actually typing lemonade and marinade. Once you complete all these modes, Maya rewards you with a certificate and a 7th option becomes available. Use your honed skills to type well and a fun picture of Ava characters during downtime will slowly be revealed. Misato playing volleyball, or training to put a bullet right between your eyes full of grateful tears. Asuka playing Moby Dick by Led Zeppelin, Ritsuko drumming along to Bad Apple, or just slipping and falling on her arse. The final image you can unlock is Rei doing a blessing, which is her only appearance in the game outside the title screen. This must have annoyed some people because the online scoreboard, which you can still access through the Wayback Machine, has Japan's 269th best player asking, "Where is Rei Ayanami?" Also ported to the Dreamcast in 2001, only a few months after Project E, Neon Genesis Evangelion Typing Project Advanced leans further into being a collection of minigames rather than being an actual teaching aid. And as if to apologise to the players who wanted to see more of Rei in the first game, a bonus mode is unlocked if a save file from Project E is detected on your VMU. Now you can play the synchronization dance game with Rei instead of Asuka. The first lesson is a sync ratio test where you compete against Rei, Asuka or Kaoru. And if you do well enough, you even get praised by Gendo. Wow, that was less shite than usual, Shinji. You can then use what you've learned to help Asuka fend off the production Avas. Succeed and she'll say, "I can never lose," which is a great attitude to have, Asuka, but it's not true, is it? It is a little unnerving to have Unit 2 torn apart and devoured only to cut to Misato being like, "Not to worry, practice makes perfect." This lunch preparation game is a little lighter, as long as you win, that is. Lose and Unit 3's head crashes into Hikari's kitchen and demands a better bento. There's a lower stakes version with Misato and one where Kaji has to avoid having his watermelons smashed by a penguin. Neon Genesis Evangelion has been described as a deconstruction of the mecha genre and features archetypal imagery derived from Shinto cosmology as well as Jewish and Christian mystical traditions, including Midrashic tales and Kabbalah. The psychoanalytic accounts of human behavior proposed by Freud and Jung are also prominently featured. Perhaps, inevitably, we come to the romance section, where the faster you can type, the more the girls will love you. As the song goes, girls don't like boys, girls like a high WPM count. Easy mode is Maya, which I found odd until I remembered she is canonically attracted to fast typists. Normal mode is Asuka, which makes me wonder why Shinji had such a hard time connecting with her. Wasn't he able to spell Dolomite? Of course, Rei is the hardest to impress. She's quite picky for someone who lives like they've lost everything by investing in Kensuke's cryptocurrency, not coin. This minigame feels like the game's biggest missed opportunity, as not a single girl responds to your failure with, "I'm sorry, but you're not my type." Lesson 5 is karaoke. Easy mode is Shinji, normal is Asuka, who of course begins her song with "Everyone sit down and watch me do the best," and hard mode is, fittingly, Rei. Despite not being a particularly fast typist or a particularly good speller, I was able to clear everything in both games aside from this. Maybe Rei nailing Big Time by Peter Gabriel causes third impact, I don't know. The next lesson brings back the Jet Alone minigame from Project E, but in a less interesting form. Now it just plays out like the Magi fight you've already seen. Failure leads to a nuclear explosion that kills Misato, who then tells you, "Not to worry, practice makes perfect," from beyond the grave. Once again, completing each mode reveals a seventh option where you can unlock pictures, this time featuring Shinji dropping Asuka's latest haul of Sega Saturn games, Ritsuko hiring someone to interrupt her vlogs, some actual lore, and Rei simply refusing to contribute to school spirit and therefore cementing herself as the nation's shame. Aw, look at these nice friends. I wish them nothing but the best. Something I really like about early Evangelion video games is they were often made in-house by Gainax themselves, so there's an authenticity to the visuals and the audio that you'd very possibly lose when handing the license over to a third party. Even though these are just typing games, they look like Evangelion typing games should. Though that does mean you end up with a main menu shaped like the Tree of Sephiroth. Not the most practical to navigate, but aesthetically, mwah. Hell, they even got Yoko Takahashi back to do theme songs for the visual novels they made, including the one where Rei Ayanami marries Lupin III, or Gendo, who is reading all the latest tabloid sleaze about MPEG 2. Here's Asuka as a nun. Why not? Thank you for watching my video. Goodbye.